Seismic and electrical methods. Core boring.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Joshua, and today we will tackle about the seismic and electrical method, which is the core boring. So what is core boring? So core boring is a sampling technique used to research mineral resources in the subsoil by boring wells in order to analyze the ground and for other digging activities for civil engineering purposes. In core boring, a cylinder-shaped sample of rock or ice is extracted, which is known as core. So, from these cores, it is possible to obtain a large amount of information on the climate variation of the past. So, thanks to what remains imprisoned in the ice, such as gas bubbles, chemical elements that form ice, sediments, fossils, and many other elements. So, these traces are true witness of past period and are useful in order to reconstruct the climatic history of the Earth. Ice core, in fact, maintain the chemical isotopic characteristic obtained from the snow in the atmosphere at the time of condensation and precipitation, characteristic that remain mostly unaltered in the ice. So, this is the method commonly used to drill through the hard rock formation. The equipment used to form the boring is called as core barrel. Possessing commercial diamond or tungsten carbide chips, the core barrels are regularly 5 to 10 centimeters in diameter and about 30 to 300 centimeters long. So this is the image of the core boring. So after collection of sample, the core rock is sent to laboratory, and the laboratory rock type, texture, and orientation of the rock formation are found. Compression tests and permeability tests are performed on core sample to know about the compressive strength. The depth of recover sample must be properly recorded. Based on depth of recovery, the recovery ratio can be found. So, the expression for computing the recovery ratio is given below. This one. Recovery ratio equals to length of core recovered over the theoretical of rock core. Core drilling is a semi-destructive method where cores are small diameter of about 5 millimeters are extracted from the members and tested in a compression device. Small core tests are correlated with the standard small clear specimen test to evaluate the compressive strength and modulus of elasticity. Cores are smaller than natural defects such as nuts and can be plugged after testing. This is a local method that gives localized information about the mechanical properties of the clear wood. So the method requires special testing features and testing equipment. So there is ice core boring. It is possible in the internal areas of Greenland and the Arctic as the temperature always remains below zero, and therefore there is no surface fusion, and the snow that accumulates each year forms a regular and continuous stratigraphic succession of layer upon layer of snowfall. So the passing of time, the snow is compact and the empty spaces are decreased, and the snow is transformed first into firn or naive and then into ice. The pores become occluded. occluded. So the pores becomes occluded and the air bubbles are trapped and therefore provides samples of the atmosphere. The air bubbles are trapped and therefore it provides samples of the atmosphere. Therefore, it provides therefore it provides samples of the atmos therefore it provides samples of the atmosphere in the past. So the core drilling method or CDM is a technique for measuring in situ stress in concrete structures. A small hole is drilled into the structure, and the deformations in the vicinity of the hole are measured and related via elasticity theory to the stress. So the method is similar to the ASTM hole drilling strain gauge method, except the displacement rather than the strains are measured quantities. So displacement measurements in the current work are performed using 3D digital image correlation. So this is the example of 3D digital image correlation. So there are two types of coring. The first one is soft coring. It is used when taking a core sample of unconsolidated material and is capable of reaching depths of 500 feet or more, but this is what is typical for environment industries projects. It uses a punch core system. This involves using two barrels and one nested inside the other. So the inner barrel is pushed out in the front to capture the core sample. Then the outer barrel is extended to provide casing, so the hole doesn't collapse. This method protects the integrity of the sample from the air or fluid used when progressing the outer barrel. So this one. So the second type of coring is hard coring. It is used when the surface consists of material as hard or harder than sandstone. Much greater depths can be reached with this type of coring. When telescoping 5,000 feet is not uncommon. Hard coring also uses two nested barrels, but the outer barrel is extended before the inner barrel. This means the sample is washed with the drilling fluid or air, but because of the core sample is of competent rock, there is no danger of it being disturbed or contaminated. So this is the type of hard coring. The next one is boring methods. So there are different types of boring methods, but I included 4 of these boring methods. So what is boring methods? Boring methods are used for exploration of greater depths where direct methods fail. So these provide both disturbed as well as undisturbed samples depending upon the method of boring. So in selecting the boring method for a particular job, consider should be made for the following. So the first one is auger boring, next one is wash boring, next is rotary boring, and the last one is percussion drilling. So there are many types of boring, but I included these 4 types as a major types of boring methods. So the first one is auger boring. This method is fast and economical, using simple and light, flexible, and inexpensive instrument for large to small holes. It is very suitable for soft to stiff cohesive soils and also can be used to determine groundwater table. Soil removed by this disturbed, but it was better than wash boring, percussion, or rotary drilling. Without further ado, let's take a watch about the auger boring. is the overboring. So the next one is wash boring. So wash boring, it is a popular method due to the use of limited equipments. The advantage of this is the use of inexpensive and easily portable handling and drilling equipments. Here first an open hole is formed on the ground so that the soil sampling or rock drilling operation can be done below the hole. So the hole is advanced by chopping and twisting action of the light beam. Cutting is done by force and water jet under pressure through the rod operated inside the hole. So, in order to understand this type of boring, which is the wash boring, let's watch the video about it. So the next one or the third one are rotary boring. So rotary drilling method or boring is useful in case of highly resistant strata. It is related to finding out the rock strata and also to assess the quality of rock from cracks, fissures, and joints. It can currently be used. Its sands and cells also here in the bore holes are advanced in deep by rotary percussion method, which is similar to wash boring technique. So, in order to understand what is rotary boring, let's watch the video. So, the last but not the least is percussion drilling. So, in case of hard soil or soft rock, auger boring or wash boring cannot be employed. For such strata, percussion drilling. So, percussion drilling. In case of hard soil or soft rock, auger boring and wash boring cannot be employed. For such strata, percussion drilling is usually adapted. Here, advancement of fall is done by alternatively lifting and dropping a heavy drilling bit which is attached to. In order to understand more about the percussion drilling, let's watch the short video. That's it. I hope you understand about this topic, and if you have another question, just PM me here in my Facebook account or through Gmail. And I hope you have learned and obtained. That's all. Thank you guys.